Good evening, my friends and family. This is Bridget from Bridget and Justin, starting from scratch. Hello, happy Wednesday. So tonight I'm on here and I'm going to be talking about overcoming overwhelm, okay? So I'm sending you guys lots of love and lots of light. If you want to stick around, please do. And if you will, press like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Thank you. Let's get started. So overcoming overwhelm, right? That's like, oh my goodness. Just thinking about it, did you see? I'm like, oh my goodness. How many of us have been so overwhelmed? So in life, right? It's like this. It's always going to happen, right? There's always going to be circumstances and situations that arise that we have to overcome or we have to deal with. And a lot of times it's one thing after another, right? Depending on what life you live, what lifestyle you live, how you live, who you live with, if you're married, if you're single, what you do for a living. It depends on obviously how often those issues and problems arise, right? And so that's when, you can, let's say like this, you can say to your associate, if you're at work or something, hey, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed today, right? And that could just be one thing. Now imagine that one thing, by the time you leave work, turns into two things. Then when you're at home, it's three things. You know what I'm saying? It's like a snowball effect. So it becomes so overwhelming for us. Oh my goodness. I'm just talking about this with you guys. I'm I can just think it and I can just feel it, because you guys have to know that no matter what happens in our life, right? It doesn't leave us. It doesn't really leave your mind. It doesn't really leave your body and your spirit. It just depends on how you either dismiss the issue or get through the issue, or leave the issue alone. Leave it over there somewhere, right? Because not every problem that arises is for you to take initiative about, or not every problem that arises is not something for you to speak about, right? Can you imagine? You'll be here, there, and everywhere. But I'm sure that some of us, especially in our younger ages and stuff like that, I cut slack, I guess, for when obviously when we're in our younger ages, because it just feels you know what it is? When I was younger, I didn't know a lot of the stuff this generation knows. These people, these 21-year-olds are way smarter than me when I was 21 years old. And when I say smarter, I mean they can figure something out really fast. They have a fast solution, and there's the phones, there's the computers, there's the this, there's the that. When I was younger, obviously, because I'm just this ancient person, right? And I'm not, but it's just everything evolves and happens so fast. You know what I'm saying? Literally, if you think about it, we just got cell phones not too long ago. I can go on and on about the things that are obviously just coming now that we're actually living through, our generation is actually living through. You know what I'm saying? The important things in history that have happened not that long ago, right? That'll make you feel like you're ancient. But anyways, when you're trying to overcome overwhelm, seriously overwhelm, it's gonna obviously cause you anxiety, and it's gonna mess with your nervous system and stuff like that. Again, depending on your situation and what has arisen, right? So I really wanted to talk today a little bit about how you can separate yourself from that everyday, that daily stuff that can come up or arise. And I hope it's not every day, but for some of us, it has been every day. You know, you can be in a relationship and you're just like baking cookies and your partner has a problem. His problem becomes your problem. You don't even know what the problem is that he has. Come to find out, it's not even a problem because he created a problem. So he only knows the problem. And you're trying to find out the problem, but he's never going to tell you because he purposely just created like a little bit of problem in the air, which you're trying to figure out. And there's really nothing wrong. It's just an excuse for him to like do whatever he wants to do. Or, you know, people are just funny. You know what I'm saying? Different men and different characteristics and stuff like that will be them. It could be your coworker. It could be your boss. You know what I'm saying? Your boss wants you to do something specifically at your job. Let's say your job description, and let's say you're doing your job description. But let's say you're new or something like that, and you have your own way of doing things, right? But there's people around looking around and they don't understand the method to the way that you do things, right? Now you're an adult, right? So really, as long as you get the job done, obviously ethically and stuff like that, there should be nothing wrong with the way one gets their job done and works. Everybody doesn't learn the same. Everybody doesn't get the job done the same. Everybody's not going to have the same results. But as long as everybody meets the requirements and the job is completed, everybody has done their job, right? But not everybody's right-handed, right? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody just does things the same way. You can do a math problem and I can do it one way and you can do it the other way and we can both get the same answer. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's different ways of doing things. But this is so important because it's something that honestly I've lived through. I've lived through so much overwhelm in my life and like stresses, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like when I look back and stuff like that, I don't care who caused it. At the time I am in my life right now, I almost don't have much empathy for whoever caused havoc around me or in my life, even at a younger age. Because I feel like, you know, people will steal from you. People will steal your time that you have here on this earth with their crap in their ways, right? And them wanting things done their way or them having their own traumas of how they grew up, you know what I'm saying? And inflicting it on you as like their child or something like that. And their parenting is only what it is that they know. Doesn't that suck when you really think about it? That's like terrible. I mean, it really, really is terrible. I just thought about that aspect right now here when I'm talking about it. Like being somebody's child, it's almost like it's beautiful, but it can be terrible if the parents don't know how to parent or if the parents don't like have emotional intelligence and like a good, at least like really, really decent head on their shoulders and stuff like that, because you are inflicting all this on your children. So you're giving your children all these issues that you don't even know that you're giving. You think, oh, I'm giving new clothes. Oh, I'm giving hair done. I'm giving all these things that these kids don't even need. And if they do, it's because the social media stuff or whatever. Kids need this. They need to know that they're loved. Kids need structure, right? Kids need to know that they're in. Like, you know, how can I say this? Like, I'm a mom and I'm a mama bear, so it's like my son, like I'm like this with him, you know what I'm saying? Kids need to know because kids really look at their parents like, what's next? So when the parents always dropping the ball, it's like, you don't know what's going on. So I'm just saying, I said that to say, because this stuff can stem from childhood, like being overwhelmed, and you don't even know what it means when you're a child. You don't know at 8 years old, when you're feeling a certain way, that you're overwhelmed and that stress. Maybe nowadays kids do, because kids know a lot of things nowadays. But when I was younger, and let's say, like, there were things going on in my life, I didn't know it was stress. I didn't even know the word stress, like, or anything. I just knew things weren't okay, right? So that gives you unsettling feelings and stuff like that. And like, as you grow up and stuff like that, and then like you have friends, right? And like it's like crazy, because it's like a pattern, it's a cycle. And it's like really sad, because we do only project a lot of the times what we've experienced. So it's so important for us to like learn on our own how to like break our own bad habits as adults, and break our own cycles as adults. Like, for real, the time is like now, it feels like, to break that. Because it's like, I'm just gonna give you an example, you guys, and I'll use myself. Let's say the way my parents raised me and told me stuff, but I'm not that, right? It's like they give you your name, then they tell you what's right, what's wrong. They parent you, treat you this way, treat you that way. The whole time, you're a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine the parents that, they're like, you have to go to college. No, you have to choose something. Just choose something. And the kid knows that, they want to go to, well, they don't even know if they want to go to college, but they're like, I just have to choose something to make my parents happy. And then they choose something, and they're very unhappy in college. You have all this acne, you have all this awkwardness. Some kids take it to the limit. Some kids do not so nice things, you know what I'm saying? To themselves, to each other, to others. That's probably why, like, when we look in colleges and stuff like that, everybody's partying and getting like wild. Because everybody's for real, like, letting loose. Like, not everybody, but some people are really like letting loose, and like it's that time, like, in their mind, and it probably isn't even consciously, but it's like rebellion. It's like, finally I'm free. Finally I can tell myself what to do. Finally I don't have to live by their rules. Finally I can be me. And when you think about that, that is so sad. We shouldn't have to wait until we are old, grown, and have kids to have realized we are really not supposed to be who molded us to be who they want us to be. I guess if it works for you, that's fine. And through the grace of God, the people that have been raised in the best situations and went to the best colleges and had the best care, health care, had the best upbringing, had the best parenting, I'm so happy for you guys. I really, really am. But I know the truth is that even some of you guys are not even happy with your own life, even though you became a doctor, a lawyer, and became successful and have like no blemishes too much, like growing up, right? Because your parents did the right thing. Some parents stay together for their family until the kids go off to college and X, Y, and Z, and still even sometimes after that, you know what I'm saying? And I can respect that to a certain degree, I can, but I'm just saying, as far as like what it really inflicts on the kid, as far as molding them, yeah, it's our job to raise our children. It's our job to mother them, to nurture them, to father them, to help them, to be their caretaker, to be everything for them, right? Like their breath, to be everything for our children, in a sense. But I just would hope that, like, we leave room and we leave space. So that's really what this conversation is about. it wasn't even about what I just said, but me, when I start talking on a subject, I just get passionate about it, and I just kind of like go into where I guess God puts on my heart to go. But it's really overcoming overwhelm. You know what I'm saying? And this can happen at any age. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen a little child, you know, just acting up in the market, just acting up in Target, acting up in the parking lot? You know, your baby sitting he's just acting a fool, right? And you're wondering, when I first became a mom, what I used to do is feel bad for the kid, because I'm like, I hope everything's okay, right? And I still kind of feel bad for the kids, because it's like, we don't know what is going on to make kids act up so poorly. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they seeing? What are they being taught? You know what I mean? And I guess I'm just one of the lucky ones right now. I'm just saying here, like in front of the world, I guess I'm just one of the lucky ones who can just sit here in my awareness, right? And know that, yeah, life has dealt me some cards that were not so nice and challenging and painful and stuff like that. But at least I've always had an awareness about myself, to know exactly what I'm saying to you guys now. This isn't my first time thinking about this topic, as far as like overcoming overwhelm, this and that, because it's a word that we use a lot. Like, you know, especially us women, us moms, it's like, gee whiz, I'm overwhelmed, you know, or like, you know, like I said, it could be at work. You know, especially at work right now, I'm going through a thing within myself that everything I'm reading and coming up on the news feeds, and I'm diving deep into things and stuff like that, because I have a child, right? And I want to know things, right? And the climate of the world these days is getting so intense that it's like actually making you have to put on your reading glasses for every single thing. Because let's say here in Rhode Island, you know, just in the city alone, and this was like a couple of months ago, they just laid off 200 teachers. You know what I'm saying? And they may have done more after that. And that's just one city, the smallest state. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things, a lot of teachers right now don't want to be teachers. They've been in, you know, that field for a long time. And you talk about overwhelm, they're trying to overcome overwhelming by quitting teaching. I was reading something yesterday, and it was talking about this teacher, and she was, you know, she seemed like a great person or whatever. And she could only take it for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? She's like, these kids don't want to learn. You know, they want now AI and all this computer stuff to do the work for them. But a lot of these kids, the problem is that they can't read. They're not, you know, adequate, because now there's open book studies, there's open book tests. And again, they allow you to have your phone and stuff like that. And like they allow you to have the answers right there, so you don't really have to do the work, right? I mean, this can be a benefit and it cannot be a benefit. But what the lady was saying, who was not the teacher, is that, you know, there should be an age limit on how old these kids are once you introduce technology to them when they're in school. Like, school should be school, and they should be able to learn manually and all this stuff, and by the computer when it's called for. But not just to like have like during tests and curriculums and stuff like that, because again, you can just look up the answer and it tells you, so you don't have to do the work, you don't have to learn. And she's like, you know, she's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I feel bad for these kids. A lot of them can't read. So we need to be fortunate that, and that was somebody I didn't know, but I do know somebody that doesn't even want to be a teacher like anymore either. You know, there's just a lot of disappropriation, is it? And like putting people where they don't belong, putting people in the classrooms where they don't belong. And for Black kids, African American kids especially, number one, they're placing them where they do not belong. That's the lowest on the totem pole, okay, when it comes to the education. You know what I'm saying? They're really not paying attention to the Black kids and the brown kids and the colored kids and the Hispanic kids. You know, it's statistic wise, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's just certain disparities. I don't know if I'm saying the word right. I think I am, but and it's like, I know, not well proportioned, I know, but it's like disproportioned or something like that. There's another word for that as well. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but I'm sure you guys get it. And yeah, so it's like everything's kind of corrupt right now. And I'm sure it was corrupt before in a different way, but we were having a lot more federal funding for things. And now we're supposed to be having city funding for things. That's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that. I can give you guys, I'll do a vlog on that. But what I'm saying is this is all overwhelming, right? Being a mom, right? It's like, what am I going to do, right? They're taking away now things for kids in special education. They're taking away this. They're taking away things for the people of the minorities or the lower class people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if you're white or Black, because the red states as well are suffering from what Trump is putting into place as far as taking away a lot of these programs that are needed for the people that don't have the money. So I want to say, if you're still here with me, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. My name is Bridget. Again, I am an autism mom. I have a little boy. He's 5 years old. His name is Justin. We are an autism family and a special needs family. So I just try to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? And I have my little YouTube channel here. So if you're still with me, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we're way more than that, but that's just a little bit of a, little bit of a statement. Okay. So anyway, a lot of things we can do, or some things we can do to overcome overwhelm, because I know a lot of people are feeling it. You know, even in the medical field, a lot of people are becoming nurses and stuff like that. And it's like their work, it's a great job financially, but it's like they're working like crazy. They're understaffed. And do you know how scary that is? Very scary. The education system and the healthcare system, the budget system, the finances, a lot of things are scary right now. We're living in some scary times. So the most thing that we can do right now is take care of ourselves, guys, the best way that I can. And I just have some simple ways that we can do that. So overcome and overwhelm. Having different circumstances come to you at one time. Like I said earlier in the video, it could be you're at work. There's one little issue that you're trying to, get through that already throws you off. You know what I'm saying? It could be a boss or something like that, and you could be new, and you can be getting your job done, but they're just like overseeing you and stuff like that, and you're just feeling like this is like a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like people at our age need to be babysat unless we're being orientated or we're being like, it's like a follow, like, it's called like it's not called a follow, but it's called like let's say a doctor. When there's a doctor, they're in training and taking their internship and stuff like that. They follow the other doctor. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they get through like a lot of their residential program and stuff like that. But that's not just in the medical field. That can be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody has to train you. You have to have orientation, stuff like that. And when you're trying to do your job, especially when you're like grown, and you have kids and you have a family and you have other stuff on your mind, you're there because you want the job. You're there because you need the job. Versus sometimes when we're younger, we get jobs, right, and we slack off, or we're like a little bit more laxy-daisy, or we're just trying to figure out, do we even like this job? We don't really need this job so much. Some of us got to live at home a little bit more than others. Some of us, didn't really want the job in the first place. So, you know what I'm saying? Different circumstances for different folks. But as you get older, once you get into a job and you have a child and stuff like that, you're like, no, I'm here because I need this job. But you don't have to look over you don't have to like be on my shoulder like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my job description, and if I have a question, then I'll ask you. But all this stuff is like mental stuff putting in your head. It's mental. It's like giving you all these stresses in your mind that you just don't need. So it's real simple, right, guys? I mean, it sounds simple, but so really what that is it's your mind and it's thinking. Like when someone throws you a curveball, right? Your mind starts thinking. Your mind starts thinking. When your mind starts thinking, you start overthinking, right? You're overthinking. You don't even know if you're going to solve the problem yet. You're just like sitting there because you're overthinking, because you're like, I can't even believe this. And you go into your little thing about how you feel about it. And your nervous system does something. Now when people are talking to you, you're acting a little bit different. You're not feeling so free. You're not feeling, so confident now because your mind is somewhere else. Now you're overthinking, right? So it's the mind overthinking and the mind trying to cope with the situations, okay? So it's the mind, it's thinking of the mind and creating havoc. Things create havoc in your mind, right? And this can, mind you, this can all play out in one day. Like I said, you can be orientating with one job. You can go home and you can be few minutes late putting dinner up or something like that. You get the kids, the husband comes home, whatever the case may be, or he doesn't come home, right? Or you're a single mom, whatever the case may be. It's just a lot nowadays, right? It's like I feel like the least thing that we need, moms, right now, I'm going to speak for my women right now. The least thing we need right now is stress of any kind. I'm trying to tell you something. Like when we were like 20 years old, 18 years old, and you know what I'm saying? We were just trying to figure out like nothing. Actually, a lot of us were just like that age, you know what I'm saying? And when you're young, you can't wait to be grown. It's like you can't wait to make your own decisions and be like, I'm grown, right? And then when you get to that grown stage, you're like, so what's next? And you think that your current situation that you're in at that age is what's next. But it's not what's next. It just is what it is at that time, right? So it's like you're really only learning in that little era. So when you're 20, 21, 22, 20, you're like, you're not trained. You're not a fully trained, you know what I'm saying? You're not too versatile. You're not, you know what I'm saying? But again, a lot of people nowadays, they are waking up to the fact that, there are different ways and stuff like that. And I don't know how to say if that's good or that's bad. I don't know, because I feel like this generation right now, I feel like has so many options that can be a problem, right? Like there's just so many options that can be a problem. And the government is giving more options. Like literally in like a few years, we're supposed to have like cars flying in the sky. What's that gonna do for somebody's anxiety? In a minute, we're gonna be living under a rock. Some of us who have anxiety. Let me see a car flying over my head or an Uber. Let my little boy look in the sky and see a car. And then 5 years from then, we're probably going to be the Jetsons driving in the car in the sky too. Imagine. I just can't even deal. Now I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm not even lying to you guys because I don't want none of that stuff to happen. It's like, if the cars start driving in the sky, you guys, I'm going to think that I'm out of space. I'm not going to think we're in Earth anymore. I'm telling you. I just think that's a bit much. Cars are made to drive on the road. Can we just leave them on the road? Like, it's kind of like people come out like Elon Musk and people like that. Like, they come out with all this innovative stuff and it's like it's their dream in their head to try, right? And it's like they got the money to back it up. So they're excited to try it. And like then you have some enthusiasts that want to try it. Like, oh, yeah. But not everybody wants that. Like, okay, so after the cars are flying in the sky, what's there going to be buses in the sky? Like, I don't know. That's just, I can't even wrap my head around stuff like that. But it's supposed to be coming, you know, and a whole bunch more. So I'm just saying the younger generation even have it crazier in a way, like better, but worse. Like, I wouldn't even know how to feel if I grew up in an era where I had technology since I was born, right? Yeah, it's true. I know the answer to everything too because of Google, the #1 search engine in the world. YouTube, the second #1 search engine in the world, right? I would know everything too. But it's like we're losing touch with reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to lose touch with reality. Like, I'm so glad. And I'm a late bloomer when it comes to this phone stuff, this technology stuff, the computer stuff. I literally need to go back to school to learn how to be really good at computers and stuff like that, because I had some training when I was in school to be a medical assistant at one time. You know, but that's for like coding and like medical stuff and all that good stuff. And I did some typing then and everything. But those were not my main careers. I had other jobs and careers that didn't have for me to be so savvy in the computers. Mind you, I wasn't even interested in them. How about that? I wasn't even interested in them when they first came out because I was just like, what is this big old thing? I didn't understand it was the beginning of the world that we know now. I didn't understand how powerful it was. Like, my family was more old school with it. And me too. I took right after them, real old school with it. But I need to know what I need to know, you know, so that I don't stay ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm just saying, can you imagine? I can't even imagine being 9-10 years old asking for something that has technology to do with it. And then when I think about when I said the teachers don't want to be teachers, because they're saying too, the kids don't want to learn, they just want the answer. In a way, if you think about it, that's the era that they grew up in. I mean, I don't know, you guys. We just have to stay in prayer for real, and we have to stay grounded in our own individual belief system. And I hope that, and don't worry, and this could be embarrassing for some people because a lot of people want to think that they really do have a belief system put in place. A lot of people think that they do really have a moral compass put in place, right? But for real, you don't. For real, you don't, because you waver on yourself and you don't hold yourself accountable for everything, right? Or others. And you don't have all your boundaries in place and you do fall short, right? That's just like being human, right? Like, nobody has it all together, right? But we have to either start being aware that we have to get it together, or for those who are on the ball that already have it together, great. Just keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying? So when we have to overcome the overwhelming situations and having different circumstances come at you at once, you know, just know that it's the thinking of the mind. The mind is the thing that gets shocked, and the mind is the thing that's trying to cope with the situations that are being brought to you, okay, at that current time. It's your mind thinking the situations that are being brought to you at that current time. And what the mind does is it creates havoc. It creates havoc in there. That's if we don't practice being present daily. If you're still with me, please give me a like. Please give me a subscribe if it's in your heart to do so. And please leave me a comment on this topic or any other topic or something like that. I would really appreciate it. I think that every single day, right, we have to really start practicing. I'm going to talk to us moms still. Us. You don't even have to be a mom, just a woman. Like practicing quietness, right? Doesn't everybody say we have so much to say, right? We have so much to say. We can't stop running this mouth, right? Well, we've been suppressed for a long time. Let's just put it like that. So if you got something to say, that's okay, right? Let's just use our voices for powerful, positive outcomes. So, you know, let's use our voices to be boisterous in the right kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Not like society will try to put it on us and be like, no, you just talk too much. Right? Who's heard that before? No, you just talk too much. No, you just are, you know, some people are, I can say prejudice, but there's a lighter word that I can use for that. Some people are just stereotypical and think that, you know, each race or whatever like that has more to say than the next. And you know what? Don't let nobody silence you. Because for what? So you can manifest all that stuff inside of your body and not say what you really felt and not say what you really want to say? Get that off your chest. Get that off your chest. Say what you really want to say and get that off your chest. And, you know, the best way that you can. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a statistic, how people try to make us seem as like Black women in particular, like as far as being ignorant or loud or something like that, or ethnic. You know what I'm saying? You know, they think, oh, she's going to be quick to like pop off. Well, that may be true. But first, I'm going to try to use, you know, all my mind and all my senses, right? We don't want to be those people. And that's not really a race thing. That's just a people thing. But it's just true. Like people, men and stuff like that, they just use that to gaslight us. And people, they just try to like, you know, dim our voices. When we do have things to say, we have good things to say. We're the birth givers, we're the caregivers, we're the creators of this world, okay? So, yeah, we have to leave room inside of us for practicing presence daily, even when things are fine, right? So meaning like, let's not wait till a problem arises to know how to deal with it, right? Like, let's say something does go down at work, or let's say something does go down in the home. Like if it goes down in the home, a lot of women will just lose their cool. But some women will sit down and talk about it, right? But some women are tired. We're tired of sitting down and talking about the same darn thing, and there's nothing changed, right? So then you get loud, then you're throwing a paint bucket at the wall or something like that, right? Because you're just so upset. But I'm telling you that this isn't necessarily meditation, okay, that I'm talking about. And this is not necessarily It's for you. It's for you. It's whatever you want it to be, actually. I'm just, it's not anything that I'm teaching, like anything about that's meditation. I'm just talking about being present and being mindful, right? Our awareness, and the ways that we can do that is every day. You see how silent it went? Every day, we need to like make a little special place for ourselves. We do. And we just need to go radio silent. We just need to be silent. We need to be still. And we need to be silent. We need to be still. We need to hear our own self, right? Because there's a spirit in there and it's guiding us, right? We have God in there. He's guiding us, right? And we have our highest self in there that's trying to guide us, right? And the only way usually that we can make our best moves is when we listen to those inner voices that we have. You tell me, when you listen to that inner voice, how many times in life you were wrong. I bet you not many. When it comes to the things that really matter, I bet you that inner voice told you right. So that was either your spirit, your soul, God, the highest part of you. You know what I'm saying? Your highest mind. So you need that. It's almost like armor for us. Like, we need to be at peace, ladies. We need to be at peace, my women, because then we make room in ourselves for all the other stuff the day's going to come with. So let's say we start our morning with silence and stillness and calmness, prayer. And for some, prayer for one is not prayer for everybody. You know what I'm saying? However, I feel like, honestly, if you're still and you're quiet, that is your prayer, right? Because you're allowing yourself a chance to just be. You're allowing yourself a chance to just be. Be in the present moment. Be in the now. Breathe. And once we do that, we're going to realize nothing is really even as wrong as it seemed when our head was all clouded up, causing all those thoughts to go round and round and round. Meaning, it's going to give you more of the life skill just by practicing presence daily. It'll give you more of a life skill to leave room inside of you for what's going to come in that day. And you'll be able to handle it better because you have room. You already set aside room inside of yourself because you released. You did some deep breathing. You were already calm. You were already in a meditative state, so to say, because you were quiet and you were still, right? And you can just be like looking at the sky, you know, like what helps me after the fact of something escalating me is more or less going outside and getting some fresh air, right? The fresh air can help so much in the breathing and the looking at the nature, right? Looking at the sky, right? That can ease our mind and just take our mind away from what was really challenging us mentally, the problems that were created and the circumstances that were brought to us that day. So I say all this to you guys because, I mean, it's real. Like, we don't want to be running around here and walking around here like ticking time bombs and like just like with so much on our mind when we have to take care of our children. You know what I'm saying? We come first. God comes first. God comes first. We come second. You know what I'm saying? For me, I try, and I'm not perfect. I'm not human, and I have not always been like that. I have not always been, and that's what I'm saying. If I take the time out for the awareness and the stillness and the calmness, I'm being present with God. I'm one with God at that time. My mind is blank, and whatever I'm hearing, I know it's the right things, right? And when you really think about it, that's all we have. We're always so worried. We're worried about tomorrow. We're worried about when we get home. We're worried about what we're going to cook. We're worried about money. We're worried about work. We're worried about a job. We're worried about a man. We're worried about a husband. Oh my God, it's too much. It's like, if I got to worry about all that, I don't want none of it at this point in my life. I've already had enough to last me a lifetime of the drama of other people's, you know. And when I say other people's, I know how to take accountability for my stuff. But I'm the type of person that I'm just not like I'm not a troublemaker. Some people just thrive in confusion, right? I'm not one of those by far. Some people actually cultivate confusion so that they can go back and forth with you, so that they can stir up things, so that they can stir the pot, so that they can have something to talk about, something to pick up the phone and chat about, something to yell about, something to argue about. Baby, I don't got it in me. I don't got it in me. Now, when I was younger, it was a different story. I had it in me, but it's sad that I had to even, when I think about it, the times that like somebody has placed something in my life or something in my mind that wasn't mine to handle or to have or to deal with, but they placed it on me or in my lap, and I didn't have sense enough to be like, no, this isn't my issue. Here, this is yours. You deal with that. You know what I'm saying? This isn't my problem mentally to deal with. This is yours. You handle that. Now, like, if I'm the friend, I'll help you. I'll help you. But I can't take full responsibility for your stuff. But people don't know sometimes when they're being an overload. Sometimes people just don't know. And it's just a lot. And it's just like, I'm telling you, if you've already been there and done that, you know, I don't know. It's just like, if you've already been there and done that, most of us, we just want a peaceful life anyway. And we're not trying to go backwards for nothing in the world. Whoever's still about that life, God bless you. But what you want to do, ladies, is you want to practice presence daily, even when things are fine, is what I'm saying. So that's just every day, just making your little place and your little space. And I would usually say and be so modest to just be like, even when you're laying down next to your baby, because that had to be me. That had to be me. I didn't have no space from my child to breathe and to be and to take everything all in and to think and to this and to that. And to be honest with you, it's still a very, very, very tight ship that I have to be on because of my son, right? but he's growing, thank God. Thank God I'm growing, thank God, right? And so nothing stays the same, like as far as the particular issues or seasons and stuff like that that you go through. You do grow and you do evolve, right? We do evolve, we do learn, right? We do seek for truth. So we find better ways and stuff like that, right? So it's like, you know, if you're going through some things right now, girls, just know that it won't be like that forever. It will not be like that forever. You will definitely find a way out, but it starts with you. It doesn't start with finding peace in somebody else. Nobody else can be your peace. Because what about the second that they're not your peace? That's going to cause you to not be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? It's like people use words so loosely. I know a lot of men right now, they talk about, oh, I just want somebody to be my peace. Dude, you're like heck on wheels. You're like literally heck on wheels. But you want me to be your peace? You got fire all around you, bro. I can't be your peace. Like, stay away. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it just trips me out because it's like, sure, we can give people peace when we're peaceful people. Can you give me peace? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it really does start with us and it has to end with us. We have to stop these cycles, you know what I'm saying, and playing games, because what it is that our health is not going to be okay if we keep playing games with our mind, our bodies, and our souls. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as you get older, you have to take it easy, and you cannot keep tripping out and crashing out over every single thing that happens. You have to have sense and you have to have tools, just like anything else in life. So every situation, remember, every situation that you encounter is going to come with new challenges, right? Every situation that you encounter is going to come with new challenges. So just simply put, the best way, and it's so simple, what I'm saying is just practicing presence daily, even when things are fine. That way, you have some room, right? Have you ever went to bed feeling one way and you woke up and you felt the same way? And you went to bed and you went on about your day feeling even worse because you had to sleep with that on your mind. You had to wake up with it on your mind. Then you went to work and started your day taking care of your baby and you're thinking about the same thing. It's a snowball effect. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And really what it is just your thoughts. It's just a real figment of your imagination. Even if it's true or not true, it's still your thoughts that are overwhelming you. So the purpose is just to clear your mind and just to be at ease and just to be at peace and just to breathe, right? And just to hear silence. You don't want to hear nothing, okay? And then when you come out of that, hey, you can take on the world in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because us women, we're built for this. We're strong. We're resilient, right? Like, we don't need that much. We need a lot. We need a lot. But this is how this is something we can give to us, and no one has to give it to us, is the space that we need to be present to learn how to cope with the things that are on our mind and the things that are being, coming at us, so that we can actually have room for the rest of the crap that could come in or slip through that day, right? So then you're not on overload by the time the next thing comes in, the next crap comes in, and now you're gonna blow up. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But it's practice. Breathing awareness, I've learned so long ago, and it does help. It does help. Breathing awareness helps a lot. There's been a lot of times that I've been in situations. Have you been in situations that you feel like you're thinking about so many things that your breathing is off? Like you know what I'm saying? And you just have to be still, be calm, pay attention to your breaths. Pay attention to your breaths. You know what I'm saying? Collect yourself and you can get it together. And never think that you cannot do it. Never think that every thought in your mind, never think that you cannot do this, what I'm saying. And never think and believe every thought. Never believe every thought that comes in your mind. Because when you're going through a lot of chaos in your life and stuff like that, a lot of thoughts will come in your mind. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, our mind gets animated. Well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, I think this now. No. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let your mind control you. You have to control your mind, right? And so these are just like little normal practices that you can just practice. And again, do not believe every thought that comes in your mind when you're in those kind of states. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what to kind of believe and kind of not. Like, you have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to your own intuition. That would be my best advice, is listen to your own self, listen to your own intuition. Because when there's people in your ear saying this and saying that, and then you got a man or something over here saying this or saying that, or this person saying that, you know what I'm saying? It's too much. Because people can only give you advice from their perspective. Only their perspective, only an outside view, which sometimes that can help, but you can't live your life and ride on that. You can't live your life and ride on somebody else's views. Somebody else's views and perspective is not the same shoes that you wear every single day. So you have to learn to do that for yourself. Men, this can pertain to you as well if you want to do these things, because you guys go through it too, you know. So what you guys want to do is pretty much practice daily practicality. Daily practicality. Very simple. Practice daily practicality. And that sounds really, really good. Like, leave everything simple. Like I said, if you have to go, go in another room or something like that. Or even if you're just sitting in your car and you're just looking out the window and you're just breathing, not listening to music, not on your phone, not yelling, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like really just like take that negative stuff with a grain of salt, as far as let it come in your mind. Do what you gotta do. Breathe, think, look at the sky, be in nature, because that helps photostatically too. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at something else so beautiful, you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. And then you start thinking and looking, and you're looking at the sky, and it's like, all of a sudden that makes you feel better. Even if it's for those moments, it does calm you down. It really does. It puts you in a place when you look at the sky. It automatically puts you in a different place than wherever your mind was before that, if it was in a chaotic place. Even if it wasn't in a chaotic place, when you look in the sky and stuff like that, you think good thoughts. You know, sometimes we think of our loved ones and stuff like that, but we think good thoughts. We think God, we think kingdom, we think angels, we think lovely things that, you know, God wants us to think. When we're just looking at the sky, we could just be thinking how beautiful and blue it is and how beautiful it looks today. We can be looking at the chemtrails. Don't do that, right? Add some more stress to yourself. Don't do that. But all in all, it's beauty. You know what I'm saying? You can take yourself into any kind of nature. Look at the flowers. Look at anything. that's just going to take you out of the chaotic mindset that you were in. And again, if you practice these things daily, just daily quietness, daily quietness, daily breathing, and daily just stillness, every day will get easier. Every day will get easier. Then you'll realize maybe a month from now, 3 months from now, all them situations that arise, they're going to become so small and minute that, you know, it's not going to be the biggest thing in your mind at the time. It's not going to take over and overwhelm you as much. If you practice practicality every single day, and you practice the breathing and the just being alone and the just getting into you, get in tune with you, get in tune with your little star player, get in tune with the highest part of you, get in tune with God, your God, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, make room to know how to deal with things, and make room for all the good that is going to come into your life and that could come into your life. And it's going to help you to make better decisions as well. Okay? So I just wanted to talk about this today because it was on my heart to talk about this today. And I hope you guys enjoyed my video so much. For those of you who watched till the end, I really appreciate it. And for those of you who came on and just supported and watched, I really appreciate you. Please give my channel a like, a comment below, and subscribe. All right? I love you guys, and take care.